Hey Milwaukee, this is Dr. Mike, and I want to give you guys some good, very foundational information. Now, at the very end, there's going to be a bonus. I'm going to give you complete access to my 12 most powerful things that I really keep very close to the chest, but I want to give it to you guys, okay? So stay to the very end because that's going to do a lot to support you during this virus scare and things that are going on right now, okay? So where are we right now? A lot of people here, we may have a quarantine, we may get locked down. So what are people doing? They're rushing to the stores to get toilet paper and water, and they're getting a lot of foods that are going to last a long time because we don't know how long we're going to be under, right? So with that said, I'm noticing some massive gaps to the foundations of health that, you know, if we're doing all these wrong things, but then we toss on a supplement that's going to help, we're missing the boat. Like, that is just like, you know, just that's not enough is all I'm really trying to say. Because these foundational things, this is what gives you a strong immune system. Because if you have no foundation, you throw a supplement on top of it, it's not going to be enough. But if you have this foundation set, and then you add a supplement on top of that, now it can make things even more effective, okay? So stay with me. This is going to be a little bit longer video because I want to give you a step-by-step things that you can think about and you can do so that you and your family are as healthy as possible, okay? So let's kind of get into it. The human body has certain requirements. There's no getting around them. There's no getting around them, right? A car needs gas. It needs oil to function. There's no getting around that, really, right? So the body has 4 laws of physical health. You have to adhere to them. If you don't, your body's going to develop pain and disease and issues, okay? And your immune system's going to get suppressed here if you don't do these things. So law number 1. Law number 1 is the law of nutrition. So now nutrition. Let's break it down into some real simple things, okay? So now, nutrition. You need to get your protein in. So if you're a vegetarian, make sure you're getting enough protein in because you want to have enough energy to sustain yourself a long period of time. However you get that source in, okay? Now, if you're a meat eater, totally fine. Eat the meat. Now, if you can, try to make sure it's clean. Try to make sure it's grass-fed. Try to make sure it's antibiotic-free. Try to make sure, you know, these things that you're eating aren't GMO, okay? So you should have, at every meal, you should have a protein source. Next is, to the best of your ability and based upon availability, make sure you get your fruits and veggies. Now, this might be a little limited during this period of time, but I'll still give you the info, right? Is you want to get vitamins, you want to eat fruits and veggies so you can get the vitamins and the fiber and things to keep everything clean and moving through, okay? And then, now with the carbohydrates, or more specifically, like the grains. Now, we're talking about the chips, the breads, the crackers, the noodles. These things aren't the worst in the world, but you want to limit these because they tend to cause some inflammation. And then the last group, you want to do the oils and the fats, okay? So if you have canola oil, throw it away. Don't use it. It's garbage, horrible, inflammatory. It's not your friend. But what should you cook with? Butter is really great. Grass-fed butter is even better. So that's one good option. Another good option is extra virgin olive oil. Another option is coconut oil. Now, there are more healthy oils out there, but these are like the big common ones that a lot of people think like this covers most of it, but there are other healthy ones out there, okay? So law of nourishment, you need to feed your body healthy things and to the best of your ability, avoid things that cause inflammation in the body, okay? So that's law number 1. Law number 2 is going to be the law of movement, okay? So now with movement, you have to understand the brain and the body and all of the functions require that you need to move. You need to move, you need to move your body. So during this, if we get kind of put on you know, a 2 to 3 or a month-long quarantine or something like that, just I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I want to give you guys this info, is you need to move your body. I understand the gyms probably aren't open, but you need to move your body. So what can you do? So check this out. Is understand that every joint in your body, you want to move them. So here are some simple ways that you can do this at home. So number 1, if you have a foam roller, and if you don't know, it's like a cylinder and it's like hard foam. So here's what I recommend doing. put the foam roller like on the ground, imagine the ground's behind me, and then put the foam roller between my back and the ground, right? So I'm laying on top of it face up, and I want you to roll up and down so that foam roller is moving up and down your back. You might hear your back crack, it'll probably feel good, but this is gonna get motion in every joint of your spine. Very, very, very important. So make sure you do this. You can also use the foam roller to roll all of the muscles in your body. Next, in addition to that, every joint in your body, move it. Okay? So here is just a brief list of all the joints in the body. Number one, every segment in your spine, but the foam roller is going to help with that. Your neck is a joint, your shoulder, your elbow, your wrists, your fingers. Think of your chest. I mean, it's a spine, but your chest, your low back, and then your hips, knees, and ankles. So you want to move everything. So in every range of motion possible, you want to move your joints. So first start like maybe left and right on the neck. So left, right, as far as you can go, and just continue to repeat in this plane until you feel about ready to move on to the next. And you go forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and then repeat. And then you can do turn your head, repeat, and then rotations going one way, and then make sure you go the other, right? So continue doing these until you feel like, okay, because this movement is going to stimulate blood flow and it's going to stimulate nerve flow, because there are very important nerves going all the way down the arm. They come from the neck. Same thing, the low back. So you have to move these areas, okay? So next, shoulders, right? So we talked about you can roll these back, you can roll forward, you can push your arms swinging front, behind, you can go up towards the sky, right? Just get some motion in the shoulder joint. Next is the elbows, right? Clench here, stiffen out, etc. Do the wrist, do one way, and do the other. It'll be a little awkward. And then do your hands, right? Clench, open, clench, open. Next, do the chest. Incorporate some breathing with this too, right? Open this up and collapse it all the way back, because you want to get motion in your mid-back. And then low back, right? You want to stretch, touch your toes, lean all the way back, stretch your toes, lean all the way back. You can go side to side. You can rotate as far as you can, etc. And then the knees, bend the knees, straighten them out. And then the ankles, just like the wrists, roll them one way, roll them the other, okay? So you're getting motion. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about breathing. Do yourself a favor and deep breathe. Now, this is going to be important for a lot of different reasons. Number one, most people breathe just enough to stay alive. And low oxygen causes inflammation in the body. Every system in your body needs oxygen to function. That's why we have to breathe. And here's something else that's very interesting. By the way, your immune system needs oxygen. Like the more you breathe, you're gonna have more energy. That's great, right? It's free to breathe. So here's another piece. Fear is I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit in my mind, but fear is a very, very, very potent immune system suppressor. So the more fearful you are, the more susceptible you are to viruses and bacteria and things like that. Why do you think the news is so fearful? There's a reason for all this stuff, okay? So check this out. So when you're fearful, or let me say when you're stressed, they call it the fight, flight, or freeze response, because when you get scared, you're like, right? You stop your breathing, don't you? Whereas when you're very relaxed, how do you breathe? Slow, calm, and deliberate, right? When you're just totally relaxed on the beach, right? Slow, calm. So here's the cool thing. Fear causes slow breathing. Relaxation causes deeper breathing. The cool part is it works the reverse way too. If you breathe deep, slow, and deliberately, that's a signal to your nervous system that you're relaxed and you're calm and you're safe. That means fear is going down, and then the healthy, different processes in the body that repair the body and the immune system, now those start to work. Very important. So deep breathe. Now there's a lot of ways to deep breathe. Real briefly, I just feel like I want to cover everything, is you want to make sure, can't really see it, but put a hand on your belly, your like belly button, hand on the chest, but I'm going to move my hand up for you. is you want this bottom hand to move first. So here's how people do it wrong. That top hand moves first. Take a breath. See how this moves first? Instead, you want the bottom hand to move first. So it should be like, and notice this top hand won't move in the beginning. It'll be, and then this moves. So practice that. It might feel a little awkward in the beginning. In the beginning for me it was. Like I didn't know how to get the air down there. Just learn it, okay? So deep breathe, right? So breathe all the way in. And then on the way out, you can do like a ha sound. That'll help to get more out. So it just forces it out and then breathe. It's not rocket science, but just purposefully breathe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just do what makes sense, okay? So my recommendation in this order, deep breathe first, and then do the stretching thing we just talked about. All right, let's move on. Law number 3 is going to be the law of recuperation. Now this is talking about relaxing your body. You know, a lot of people are like go, 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 hustle, grind, you know, work 10 hours, sleep is for poor people. You hear about burning a candle at both ends. You don't want to do that to your body because that's going to decrease your health, decrease your immune system. So you have to be mindful. Don't, like, if your car, you wouldn't hit pedal to the metal and just leave it there for hours on end, right? Something's going to break down. Your body isn't that different, okay? So here's a piece of two, is relaxing your body, but also relaxing your mind. Both are important. But here's another cool thing. As you relax, there's a connection between your muscle tension and your brain activity. So if your muscles are more relaxed, your brain waves will be more relaxed and you'll be more calm and grounded, which will decrease the fear, which will increase your body's immune system function, okay? Pretty cool. See how this all kind of works together? Next is the law of, I'm blanking a little bit, but it'll come to me in a second, sanitation, the law of sanitation. So this is, you know, we have all these toxins and poisons, things in our body, which is normal, but they have to get out. There are 4 ways that happens. Through the skin, through your lungs, and then going to the bathroom. Number 2, urination. Number 2, or number whatever, defecation, right? So go to the bathroom, number 1. Number 2, breathing and skin. This is how the body gets toxins out. So take a shower with soap and clean your pores, okay? Should be basic, but we got toilet paper people doing crazy stuff, right? So let's talk about the basics. Clean your body, soap and water, opening up all the skins in your body. And then honestly, as long as you take care of the other things, you're going to be pretty regular. But again, make sure you're getting enough water, enough fiber, enough B vitamins to help make sure all the stuff you eat can pass through and its way out through the bathroom. Okay. So now, now that we have this foundation, now you can add supplements on top of it. So here's my personal recommendation. I would recommend all the time, 24/7, 365, regardless of what's floating around in the air, is number 1, vitamin D. I recommend taking at least 5,000 units of it. Let's see here. Next is fish oil. Very important. You can take 400 to 1,000 milligrams. Let's see here. Take a probiotic. Very important. Magnesium is really big. And then a multivitamin. I don't love multivitamins, but they do, you know, they help fill in the gaps. They say our food today has about 50% less of the nutrition in there. Okay. Okay, so just really basic, you know, this is what I might do. I might suggest that you do. Actually, before this, I want to talk about, we kind of did talk about this with the fear kind of thing, but, you know, sometimes it's really hard to break your mind away from the fearful events. Like you just start thinking, you can't stop your thoughts. This is where meditation can come into play. Now I'm going to talk about meditation, and there's levels to this. Usually people start at the deepest level. They kind of throw themselves in the deep end, and that's hard. If I don't know how to swim, start me in the shallow end, please. So I want to talk about 3 levels of meditation, because you're going to learn, use this as a vehicle, a medium, so you can learn, teach yourself how to take control of your thoughts, so that you can disconnect your mind from the fearful thoughts and you can choose to redirect it towards something else. Incredibly important. So, according to the world according to Dr. Michael, these are the 3 levels. Number 1 is going to be thought awareness. So start for about 5 minutes and just don't actively think of anything. thoughts are going to be in there. That's okay. That's kind of the point in this level. But don't actively think about it. Don't engage with them. Just observe. Kind of like you're on the outside looking in and saying, oh, that's interesting. So just close your eyes and just sit there. And just notice what's in there for about 5 minutes. And then day by day, you can increase it by 1 minute. So 6 minutes, the next day 7, 8, 9, 10, until you get to 10 minutes. Then go to the next level. Level 2 is going to be what I call thought aware, or we're going to call it whatever we want to call it. So level 2 is going to be, I want you to, you can say thought control. Close your eyes and then focus on one thought, one train of thought, right? So just like you're working through a problem, you're trying to figure it out. Good. Focus on one thing for 5 minutes. Now, when you focus on this one thing, 2 things are happening. You're learning to focus, and you're learning to push away all other thoughts because you're focusing. That's cool. Same thing, start with 5 minutes and then work yourself up 1 minute at a time. And then level 3 is absence of thought. That's where you can sit down, close your eyes, just deep breathe like normal, and just keep your mind blank. Now, some thoughts will work their way in, but it's fine. Just don't engage with them. Don't be mad. Don't judge them. And just, it's in there. It's like, okay, don't engage with it. And it'll kind of just float, and then it'll leave. Kind of like subtitles kind of moving across the screen. So that's really useful because now you're learning to disengage. And then from level 2, you can focus on choosing on happy, healthy thoughts, right? So you disengage from the negative and then focus on the positive. So again, with that, is just kind of just enjoy the void, the darkness, the no thoughts. It's a really nice experience, and it gets significantly easier the more you do this, I promise you. The first time you do this is the worst you'll ever be at it, and that's normal. Think about when you drove a car. You're like, I gotta do this, I gotta check the rear view mirror, the side mirrors, the people in front of me, I gotta do all these things. How do people even listen to the radio? Now, you can be putting hot sauce in your taco, putting makeup on, doing that, right? You can do all of these things because now it's second nature, okay? Okay, so my daily schedule, what I'd recommend is when you get up or whenever you do this, deep breathe first. Next is gonna be do the movement, right? Stretching in the foam roller and moving every cell, every joint in your body, and then finish it with meditation, okay? So that'll be my recommendation, these 3 things, just some basic things you can do. Now, in addition to this, I'm gonna keep my office open as long as possible. I'm a chiropractor. I highly recommend you do your therapy of healing, whatever that is. If you go to chiropractic, great, go to your chiropractor. If you don't have one, reach out to me. I'm gonna stay open as long as possible. I'm not particularly worried, not saying you shouldn't be worried, but chiropractic care has been proven to increase the efficiency of the immune system, make it work better. There's numbers floating around, scientific studies floating around saying that chiropractic adjustments boost is a convoluted word, but help the immune system by 200%. That's cool. That's important. Now, if you don't do chiropractic, you do acupuncture, good. Go see your acupuncturist. I'm sure that helps the immune system. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it does. If you go to see a homeopathy, great, do that. Whatever your thing is, go do that, okay? Now, as a chiropractor, I'll tell you a little bit about mine because I do something called the zone technique. Now, the zone technique understands the body has 6 main systems. Real briefly, here they are. You have the glandular system, so all the glands and the hormones. You have the elimination system. This is the sinuses, mouth and throat, lungs, skin, all throughout the entire body, and then kidneys, bowel, and bladder. Now, this corona thing is a lung-based thing, so that's an important zone. Then we have the nervous system zone, so anything neurological in the body. Also, this will help you get out of stress mode and into that healing mode, parasympathetic mode. Then we have the digestive zone, the muscle zone, all the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bone and joints, including the discs. And then the circulatory zone. So with that information, we understand there's 6 systems in the body. Now, my job as a zone chiropractor with the zone technique, it's actually a spinal cord stimulation technique. So I find which of those 6 main systems are out of balance. I'll stimulate 4 specific levels in the spine to reset that part of the brain. So now the brain is in line with those organs and it can monitor what's going on there and it can regulate, meaning heal those things properly. so we can help you significantly. If you have any kind of lung-based things, any of the limited issues, please come in. Or immune system. Glands are huge with the immune system. The neurological system is huge with the immune system. And the other ones are important, right? Blood flow throughout the body, hugely important. So if you need a chiropractor, or you want to supplement your acupuncture or your homeopathy or whatever else with it, reach out to me. Or even if you don't want to see a chiropractor, totally cool. If you have any questions, you guys can reach out to me. I'll probably post it up here somewhere, but just so I say it, my email is doctor as a DR, so drmichaelhecker @gmail.com. So that's drmichaelhecker @gmail.com. Let's see here. And then my last thing I'll say is just be really kind to other people. Be understanding with other people. Because in times of need, we have to come together. We have to come together. Because if we're secluded, if we're worried about what people are going to take from us, we start getting into this fear mode. And that, again, we talked about that already. So when you can have a support system, people you can count on, you can rely on, you'll feel safer. And if you can help somebody, help them. Because if you get into a time of need, you want other people to help you. So be kind. Do everything you can so you guys can be a community and support each other through this rocky period of time, okay? So again, if you guys want to give me a call at the office, I'll be there when I can. I'm currently based out of the Invivo Wellness Building on the east side of Milwaukee. The office number is 414-265-5606. Or again, reach out to me via email. That's totally fine too. Maybe drop comments in the comment section below and I'll try to answer whatever kind of questions. Whatever value I could give, like this is the time I want to do it. So, just be safe out there. Be smart, but don't be too fearful, right? Be smart, but then shift your mind towards hopeful thoughts, loving thoughts, all right? God bless, and I'll see you guys sometime soon.